The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 every day at this time. OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They tell us the number you need to put in your mortgage calculator to get your principal and interest payment. If you don't have a mortgage calculator, ronismylender.com. ronismylender.com. Let's take a look and see. This is what rates did yesterday. 30-year conforming up very, very little, 6.759. 30-year jumbos up 7.24. 30-year FHA up 6.594. 30-year USDA, that one was down 6.632. And the best loan on the market for our veterans who want to put no money down, 6.319. That was down a little bit. If you want our market commentary, we put it out as early as the data allows each morning. rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. We do send that email out. It's just a couple of pages. We try and put it in as simplified terms as possible, just so we make it for a combination. We send it out to the financial advisors who have subscribed, also real estate professionals and consumers. So trying to make it so it's valuable for everybody. 10-year Treasury right now is down, is a flat 0 basis points. It hasn't moved at all, 4.16. The mortgage-backed securities, that bond is down 4 basis points, which means interest rates are up ever so slightly. And we look at the S&P 500 down 75.09. What's driving all of this? Well, we've got a combination of issues. Some of them are good, some of them are better. So we've been watching for a long time the CPI and the PCE inflation reports. And we've been telling you that there's a long lag between shelter costs and what goes into those, which is a major part of both of the reports. If I'm doing it off the top of my head, I think it's about 45.5% of CPI, core CPI, and 21% of core PCE. Well, the Cleveland Fed came out with their numbers yesterday, and they came out and said that the rental price increases decelerated from 5.6% to 4% on a year-over-year basis. Again, this is according to the Cleveland Fed. The rental reading is about 1% higher than CoreLogic, but using these numbers from the Fed, it's still 1.2% lower than the shelter readings in the CPI and the PCE inflation reports. Historically, there's a strong correlation between the Cleveland Fed's rental figure and the shelter component in PCE with a bit of a lag. When this catches up, it might be about 0.25%, 1% to the PCE numbers. And that'll be very helpful. We heard from Fed Governor Waller and New York Fed President Williams, both of which are influential voting members. Waller said that the recent data is consistent with achieving a soft landing, meaning getting inflation to their target without causing a recession. Yeah, right. New York Fed President Williams said that rate cuts are going to be warranted in the coming months, which sounds like July is too soon. September? Well, if we get the QCEW report, which is legitimate, a legitimate jobs report, it's not like the BS we get from the BLS. The QCEW is a mandatory reporting that comes out, but it does have a lag. So the number that's coming out is going to be the fourth quarter of 2023. If that number comes out as light as we expect it might, and as light as it did for the prior report, we could see some significant required rate drops from the Federal Reserve. What does that mean to you? Well, historically, after a period like we've gone through where the Fed increased interest rates dramatically, the first time they start lowering rates, the stock market corrects itself. And I think the definition of a correction is about 20%. So be careful right there. A lot of folks are thinking that there might be some big changes, or they're going to start in September. Now realize there's a July meeting, a September meeting, a November meeting, and a December meeting. They already moved the November meeting back 2 days or 1 day. so that they don't, it's not going over the election time period. Just be careful. Watch what's going on. You're going to need to talk there or listen to what we're telling you on Ron Siegel Radio. Housing, the National Association of Home Builders measures builder confidence, fell to 42, which is the lowest level since December and is in contraction below 50. Current sales fell 1 point. Future expectations rose 1 point. Buyer traffic fell to 27. Oof. Builders are still feeling pessimistic. Future expectations did rise as they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe not a train, with rates after the recent data and likelihood of a September cut. So got some good numbers there. Remember, the numbers that come out here, bad is good, good is bad. That's kind of the way it works when you're looking at these things. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial when you're ready for that next home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990.